Hi, Cassie Oelberg here from Selinsgrove, Pennsylvania. We are going to do the virtual crop sketch number 2. And what's really fun about this is that not only am I teaching you how to build on fast to fab pages, which saves you time and money, but I'm going to teach little tricks along the way. So let's go ahead and get started with the second virtual crop. It was super fun. Pull up my page here. Okay, so I really love this virtual crop sketch. So let's talk a little bit about it before we get down to business using Noteworthy. So it had a 3/4 inch frame that went all the way around the outside. It has this nice 5.5 by 10.5 square here. It was a single page, so we're going to make it double. So let's go through all of those things to get started. So I just used a page that was already mostly one color. So then I'll show you how to cut this frame, and I'll show you the magic of the flipping the paper. And then we're going to talk about peekaboo pockets and how to keep them from flipping. Before I get started on that, let me make sure you all know, did you know you can get cases right now in 4 different colors? So it's really nice because then you don't accidentally grab the wrong color of tape, which also now comes in your green box. So super excited about that. Okay, so I used the Noteworthy collection, and I went ahead and I decided to use these 2 pages. They're mostly the nice blue color, but what else was nice about it is that it comes in, the paper packs come in colors that go nice with it. So this piece of paper, I could cover some things up if I really found the need to as I went. And this was also found on the opposite side of here. So it's really nice whenever the papers match it, because if you're a person who likes everything to be exactly matching up, you can make that happen. So now let's get started on our frame. So we need a 3/4 inch frame, and we want it to be something colorful, right? We want it to be something a little bit fun, because we have all these really cool papers that come in our collection, and sometimes they're just busy and we're like, oh, I love that. I want to use it. How do I make that work? So you want to just use it on something like this where you're doing around the outside. So I chose this one. And what was really convenient about that is when we get to the second part of this flip side is going to work nicely with what we're doing. So if you have not cut a 3/4 inch frame, things that you need to know are, first of all, let's make sure I have my straight blade. Yes, we do. I was playing around with some paper the other day, and I want to make sure I have the right one in. So things that you should know are, this white line from here to here is 1 inch. So this is where the blade is stopping. So over here on this mark, it's going to stop at 1 inch, or 3/4 inch here. But the 3/4 of an inch, the front of it stops at 1 3/4. So if that doesn't make sense, please put it in the comments and let me know so I can go over that with you. But it's a super important thing to know whenever you're doing things that require actual measuring and knowing where your paper needs to stop. So we just measure it over to 3/4 because we're doing a 3/4 inch frame. We bring the front down to the 1 3/4, which means our cut line is at 1/4, and we're going to bring it down to 12 1/4, because that will stop it at 11 1/4. And then we're just going to rotate. So you see some of you have joined me, so feel free to do a hello in the chat so I can say hi back. So we're just measuring that to 1 3/4 on the top, bringing it down to 12 1/4 here. We're going to go all the way around like that. Down to the 1 3/4. Front down to 12 1/4. And this is going to give us a perfect 3/4 inch frame. Okay, so now we have our frame, and we're going to put it on this piece of paper. We would want to make another frame for over here. And I was hoping to have pictures to play with today, but I always forget that 7 to 10 days is 7 to 10 business days. So my photos are not quite here yet, but that's okay. Okay, so then the next thing we need is this 5.5 5.5 inch piece that's going to go right up here. Just looking for my sketch to show you. So we want this 5.5 by 10.5 piece. So what's really nice is that this is already a 10.5 inch square. So when we flip it and use the other side, it's going to work perfectly. So we're going to bring this over. We're going to bring it over to 5.5 inches, which is the edge of your trimmer if you haven't done that before. And we're going to cut it, and we're going to have our piece for both sides. So on the sketch, it has the paper going over on this side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on the bottom on this side here, and I'm going to put it at the top here. And so that works out really, really nice because I already have this pattern going here. So it just blends in nicely and looks like it's part of what was meant to be. So we're going to tape that down. So we'd have the frame here, and it would come on the bottom here. I'm going to bring this in. So that goes down. Now the next thing that we need is we need our 2-inch by 12-inch strip that's going to go across the center. So I love our collections. They're so nice because every piece of paper goes really beautifully together. So look, this brown matches this brown perfectly. So we're going to make 2-inch strips to go across the double page spread. So this is going to come across right here. Love it so much. Oh, and that'll go over there with its frame. I realized that I only grabbed one sheet of this out whenever I was doing it, but that's okay. I only like to build one side at a time because then I'm not on air for so long, and I feel like I'm wasting people's time if I'm doing the exact same thing twice. So I am going to cut myself some photos just for measurement purposes. I know I could use an actual ruler, but I'm a eyeball it kind of a girl. So I have these 2 4x6 papers that I made from the backing strip, and that is going to be my photos. Oh, I want to talk about something else that I did there too. I'm going to show you in a second. Okay, so you put these 2 down, and then you know where you want your strip to fall. So you want it to come underneath of it a little bit. And see how fast and easy these sketches can come together? So I'm going to slide it up under here. And that gives me enough room to put my border down. So now my photos will go there. And now I'm going to put my border here. I want to show you something else fun that I did real quick. So when I put my 2 4x6 photos down on this page, I went ahead and I left this photo whole. It was just the ocean sky. I thought that was really pretty. And then I took one of the noteworthy mats and I just cut it down and I framed it right on my photo. So I used that photo as the frame for the picture, and I just thought that was really fun, really quick. I didn't even have to cut my picture. And then over here, I cut out the little hermit crab that I wanted. So wanted to show you that little thing I did because it was fun. So next, I just want my border to go across here. So again, I'm just going to grab a tonal paper. I'm using this to collect my crumbs because I did not bring a piece of paper over to do it, but you can always use the page. You always have a page with you, right? Whenever you're scrapbooking. So this is a quick and easy way to get the trash out of the way. And then just decide which way you want those lines to go. I like them to go vertical always, always. And I'm going to measure it over to the black line. If you haven't done this before, the black line is right there. So you just want to measure it to the black line, punch, And you're going to move across your paper, lining the triangle up with the triangle on the punch all the way across. So each time you slide it, you want to make sure that you line the triangle up. And there's a couple of little things to remember. Line the triangle up, make sure that this covers the pattern, and hold it up against the top on the left. I have seen people forget to do that many, many times. And when you forget to do that, what happens is that you end up with a crooked border because that side's going up. So these pieces you probably want to save. You can do fun stuff with them later. So that can go off to the side. And now we're going to bring this back over. Photos are going to go there. Add tape to my border. Now remember, when you're adding tape to your borders, it's nice to use the silicone mat underneath. If you don't, just wipe your table like this when you're done, because sometimes you don't always grab everything that you should whenever you're scrapping, right? Sometimes you can't find it. Look what I did, guys. I ran my hand over the border, but look, repositionable tape saves the day as usual. So my photos are going to go there. And now let's just talk real quick about these peekaboos. So things I wanted you to know was how to cut this, how to pick the fast to fab pages to go with it, how to cut the frame to go around it, why you want to use the busy paper, because then it's super fun and it's a great way to use that and not have it take over your page. Using the photo as a frame for your journaling. But then the last thing is the peekaboo. And let me just grab my peekaboos. Have them in this little case. And I'm going to grab one. So I would want it to go vertical over here, just like this one was. You have to remember that one side opens. The other side is where this backing is. And then when you put your pictures down, the best way to do it is to slide your pictures in and then fold it over and just put it down on your page. So then you can slide your pictures in. And now the little trick I wanted to tell you is that currently we have these cute little clear corners, and they just extended this through Friday. So that's super exciting that you can get these. And not only can you get these, but there's a promo happening where you can get a cute little case or a little lifter stick and a corner rounder in special colors. And the reason that you want these is that this is just super fun. I guess I should only pick up one of these at a time. It'll make my job on camera easier. I always hate doing things underneath the camera. Oh my goodness. Okay, so open this up. You know, my multi-purpose tool would probably be good for this. So you open this up and you stick it onto the corner of your photo. And you just do that first because it makes positioning a lot easier, right? Because if you put it down on the, you have to get it in there. If you put it down onto the paper first, then you might not get it exactly in the right spot. So you just slide it on to both sides of your peekaboo. And then that adheres down to your page protector, and then it stays in the right spot. So let's go to the one that I actually am keeping here. See how nice that can be moved if you put it in the wrong spot. And now it's just going to slide in and out because you're going to push it down onto your page, and you don't have to worry about your peekaboos flip-flopping, right? And that's it. Super fun, easy to do page. And then this was just a single page on the virtual crop, and I made it into 2 pages. And did you notice how I put the paper here on this one and here, and then on my next one, I'm going to do here and here. So there's no wrong way to do it. Just have fun with it. Do your pages. If you don't do the virtual crop, I highly recommend. That's coming up the second weekend in February. You can join us for our February Creative Cafe International, and I will. Oh, I forgot I wasn't doing a Tuesday tip. I'm doing a Cassie Oelberg YouTube. But you can still join us for Creative Cafe International. Oh my goodness. Okay, you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for joining in.